John Deere versus BG.
It's going to be a good one. It's going to be a good one. Both of these teams played very similar strategies in their games to get through to this point. So I am looking forward to this one.
Yes, this will be a good one. This will be a good run between these two.
Like we said, the next one will be as well. Komatsu and Krona both playing very similar as well. So
the semi-finals are full of 4 very strong teams. Yeah. At the moment, I'm finding it very difficult to say.
Yes.
Which one I think will win.
I know what you mean.
But BG are going first for their banning, and they have banned. I want to know why the teams don't like this Massey Ferguson telehandler.
Massey telehandler has done nothing to anyone.
The JCB's gone. The JCB, I understand why that gets banned. I do not understand why that Massey gets banned.
And the other telehandler, no one's picked the telehandler, so why?
And that makes sense.
That makes sense, okay.
The fast Steyr with the care wheels absolutely makes sense.
So I wonder if they're then going to pick the Puma instead. Possibly. So picking now.
So the large Fent is the first choice of BG.
Nice fast 1050.
With the large Deutz.
Similarly, a little bit slower, but not much.
Then we've got the Case 240 chosen by BG with the care wheels on it. And the T6 as John Deere's second choice. The Massey, which is I think that's the most powerful front loader one.
Front loader, I think so, yeah.
And then, an appearance by the Vultra with the care wheels.
Yeah, that has got, hasn't it? Okay. Yeah, we don't often see that one.
It's because the Steyer's been banned.
Yeah.
And that's the only other care wheeled one, I think. Slight edge and chip tuning, so yeah, both the speed and acceleration choices, and
looks like both transport
looks company. Like both going with the transport company, which it is. There we go.
It has its advantages both ways. It's interesting to see 2 teams using a similar setup and see how it's going to come out. It's often nice to see them playing completely different ones and see, it's all just as exciting. We're just about to get ready for the off.
I think these 2 setups are the ones that are able to deal with the most challenges, the ones that are able to modify and evolve quickly enough. So they are off, and it looks to me like John Deere are going straight for the Krone Baler.
Yep, looks like it.
They're going straight for the Krone Baler while BG are going for the Fent.
Okay.
And
both teams got harvester.
The John Deere harvester has gone to BG, while the Case harvester has gone to. So 2 harvesters out for John Deere. They've got the Case and the New Holland, which is an interesting choice because those are essentially identical combines.
Yeah.
And last bit, so it looks like 2 balers each.
Even split.
So it's going for a very even start off. John Deere getting straw down on the ground first.
Off straight away. And there is still this thing about driving up to the middle, isn't there? Like you say, it's got to be quicker to just go straight across and get on with it.
And that's interesting. BG have abandoned the second harvester. So for some reason they're not using their second harvester at the moment. Looks like they're getting in place. BG Richi is now running.
Just moving stuff where they need it for later on.
Yeah, but it does mean that they've got slightly less straw on the ground and they've got slightly less wheat in their combines. The straw, I think, is less of an issue than the wheat is.
Yes, true.
Because they now need to harvest for slightly longer than John Deere do, with either one combine or with one combine, in order to make up for it. And this is why we've seen teams as well earlier going diagonally up to here, so that this can bail back on its way back.
Yep. This bottom strip often gets taken quite quickly.
Yeah.
It's already there on the field. That one strip on each field has already been done. They'll go and get that straight away. It's mad not to, you might as well just get it.
So BG heading down the middle of the field now, and they have got their second harvester running now.
Clearing away next to the auger wagon, ready for later on.
getting their bale stacker started picking up. They'll pick up both bales from that by the looks of things.
And it is that prep phase. We've said it so many times before that it kind of splits into all these different sections. This is that prep phase, getting everything in the right place at the right time. A lot of this stuff we don't see. A lot of the people at home won't see all the off the screen stuff. There's a lot that's going on behind the scenes. They're moving machinery, moving equipment, putting it in the right place.
That is a slightly crazy setup.
That's a very small tractor for running a massive baler.
I'm intrigued. So 20 kph that's running at, which I'm amazed at.
Yeah, still running at the full speed it'll run at. But it's an unusual choice, especially with row crop tyres as well. But you know.
But it's picking up the bales. I honestly thought I had thought previously you needed a big tractor to run this at a good speed. I'm slightly worried, slightly not worried, surprised that it's still running at 20.
I'm sure it requires a fair horsepower, that Corona, doesn't it?
Oh yeah, no, it's up there at sort of 300.
Yeah, so that's the baler we don't have on console yet.
It's the baler we don't have on PC.
Oh, you haven't? Oh, okay. Because I know they were talking about it and saying because it's in this, everyone was hoping it's going to come.
Yeah.
So possibly at some point we'll get it.
But yeah, as far as I know, there's not official release of that, and there's not a release of it on the mod hub yet either. I think there might be some dodgy ones.
Yeah.
But we don't talk about those.
No.
So the Fendt baler is now coming out for BG, and yeah, here's John Deere grabbing the large tractor. So yeah, now we'll actually get to compare and contrast. We'll be able to see whether this chrome baler does run faster with a bigger tractor.
Yeah.
That's some good harvesting from those two harvesters. Nice and neat, nice and close.
There you go, open the cover up, ready for when they need to unload later. And
He's
they'll go back.
not switching the tractor on that chrome baler.
He's not, no, just going to carry on with the Valtra.
And around they go. And I think they've got to, so it's the 10-minute point. So John Deere are doing exactly what I was talking about before. From the looks of it, they're taking one combine and they're taking it out of action. They're unloading it at this point, letting letting the other combine just continue to harvest. They've now got that store of straw underground, and they can start looking at getting bales in the right place.
I think they're very aware that we find the time goes incredibly quickly, and before you know it, you're into that zone for the power play drop. And I think they're ready, getting things onto the trailer. They need to be ready for it.
They've made the error. Unless that combine is empty, they've not got the spout in the wrong place, in the right place. Sorry.
So is that trailer empty again? That's the second time we've seen that. We haven't seen that happen very often on other tournaments.
It's possible. It's possible. We didn't see it trying to empty or anything, so it may be
it has unloaded.
That it has actually unloaded, but certainly didn't quite look in the right place. But yeah, now just pumping those bales out. And this is where that those row crops come into real use for this, in that you can go straight across the field, get your bales back as quickly as you want.
Yep.
Both teams are picking up a decent amount of bales here, though. They're both using very similar strategies.
I have to say, it's interesting. Look at the speed of the balers. We've always said that the Fendt is a faster baler. It's only by 2 kilometres per hour. The other one was pulling at 20 and it's pulling at 22. I thought it was a bigger gap than that.
Well, the thing is, with everything in here, it's all small advantages, so it's all counterable through doing various other things.
I suppose over an entire field, that's going to save you a lot of time, isn't it? I guess. It doesn't seem like a lot of speed difference.
Ooh, that was a bit rough. So are they... We're getting into power play drop territory
We
here.
are. Both teams really seriously look at this.
But yeah, there's a lot of concentration on both faces.
No one wants to make a mistake.
And you can see John Deere now are picking up every bale they can. They want to have a full trailer ready for them when that power play drops.
And they've got plenty of straw still on the field. That's the good thing. So they know they can unload this auto-load trailer, that bale is going to carry on, and they've still got a load of straw to bale.
I think he's got,
One
last
more.
2 bales. So this is going to give them 17 bales. Is it 17 or 15? I can't remember.
That's a 14, isn't it? And then
That's a 14.
so
So 15 bales ready for that power play to
which
drop
can happen
now.
any time.
Yep. And there it is.
And it's
And
gone
it
for
is
bales.
the bale boost.
Right.
And John Deere are in position to score the first points.
Yeah.
So a 6 times multiplier on that first
BG
bale.
is sitting in the middle of the field. They're not there. There you go,
No.
60 points. That's nice. That's a good score.
And they
they're
will
unloading,
now
they're good to
they'll
go.
drop this off and immediately go and start stacking and getting that
And
on
it may
there
not
taking
seem like
full
much,
advantage.
BG arriving now, which doesn't seem like a huge difference. But in this time, because that power play only lasts for 2 minutes, this is time
But
you
also,
can't be wasted.
BG have 1 less bale, and it's the bale that scored 60 points.
Yeah, the first, one bale, first
So,
bale, 60 points.
Or
On there.
immediately, BG are at a 60-point disadvantage.
Yeah, for the same, for all intents and
the
purposes, same amount of bales.
The advantage they have is if they get their auto stacker back out there and getting more bales in.
And we know
Because-
both of these teams load incredibly well. They're both efficient teams at loading. Look at them.
And the problem is at the moment you can see BG have somebody out there collecting more bales than the stacker.
Yeah.
John Deere do not. So while John Deere have that 60-point advantage at the moment, they aren't going to have that for very long if they can't get somebody on that auto stacker getting more bales in.
Yeah.
Because BG are going to have an entire auto stacker come in and John Deere are going to be just going out to get their bales.
60 points seems like a lot at the start. When we first see it, you think 60 points is a lot. They've got to make that back. We've seen games won where teams have swung a much higher advantage or disadvantage in their favour.
And the thing is that
Oh no, is it stuck?
well, it is pushing
Oh.
through. There we go. It has gone through. That has lined up a whole load. We've got 2 seconds left on the bonus, so those aren't going to hit it. So
BG have got a
BG
couple more bales sitting there. John Deere haven't.
John
Hold on,
Deere
we've
have
got some more
3 bales
arriving.
coming in. Now, the John Deere have scored extra on their last 4 bales as well off that first load. So John Deere actually have a lot more breathing space than they did before.
That's a big score difference.
That is. That's an amazingly big score difference.
So it's going to come down to grain now. And realistically, one team's going to drop their grain, the other team's going to counter.
Yeah.
What we've seen that happen quite a lot. It's very unusual for a team to drop grain and the other team not to.
And
but what will
you can
happen is
see
where
one
will the
going.
multiplier end up? That's what we're going to be looking at.
So we've got 26,288 litres in that. How much do John Deere have? 28,000. John Deere have the grain advantage.
And they've also got the 200-point advantage at the moment.
Yeah. But they do need to get bales in while this grain duel is happening.
Exactly. Take advantage of it now when you've got it. It's going to swing back in their favour.
Right.
It's whether BG can take advantage now until John Deere can get this unloaded.
And they're not in position. They don't have somebody to load those bales onto that conveyor.
So now John Deere are going to come back, and it was kind of for nothing in essence.
Yep. And you can see that BG now have someone there loading and doing it. But John Deere have countered and have more grain, so we know it's going to go the other way. There we go. So John Deere now just need to get the bales in.
And that's where it stops. It stops right there at 2.1 to 1.9. It doesn't seem like a lot, but it's enough. With the advantage they've got at the moment.
It absolutely has to be now though, that if John Deere don't respond with bales, there are enough bales kicking around there on Bednar on BG who are quick enough at getting their bales in. They have that part of it down. So John Deere needs to be pulling these bales in, because that points difference, that will disappear quickly.
It's going to start disappearing. They're already getting bales on there. There you go. they're really eating into that advantage. And John Deere haven't got a lot sitting there.
No, they only managed to get 2 bales on that chrome baler. You know, why is that come back with only 2 bales?
They can't be that's all they've got left on the field. You wouldn't think. There you go, 10 points in it. That whole, you know, they were 200 points ahead.
So this is John Deere. So John Deere have bales coming in.
Right. So the time they were taking was to do this, was to load up.
And they can respond. Bednar's at BG, sorry, don't have.
They're still harvesting. They've got their harvester running. This is going to be the difference now. With 2 minutes to go, they're going to load all these on.
Both teams have harvesters running. Why?
Oh no.
Oh, it's clear.
That's going to put a dent in your day.
John Deere have the bales. They have the bonus. It's gonna be close.
It's close at the moment.
But look at that. That is a whole stack of bales.
They've got a few on hand, haven't they?
And they've
BG have got to come back. They need to get those balers racking back in because they're not using the auto load at the moment.
No.
Well, they've got a few there, but not as many.
But they don't have the bales.
And John Deere do still have that multi-bar advantage. It's not a huge amount, but they're getting more per bale that goes in.
And for the 3 bales that BG are loading in now, John Deere are loading 6.
Yeah.
And there is a bale on the floor, actually, right by the entrance to the extra scoreboard. So John Deere have dropped a bale off their conveyor at some point.
And they've got nothing on hand.
No. And they've got a tractor sitting there.
BG have run out of steam at this point. That's not where you want to be
Less than
stopping with no bales.
to go. And, oh wow.
Another good score. And over 700.
Over 700.
They got the
John Deere have bales coming in. It's 40 seconds left on the clock. I think BG are going to be really, really hard pushed to respond.
I heard one of the teams coming off the stage earlier, and someone said to them, "Oh, you know, how did you feel that went?" And they said, "It's all about timing."
Yeah,
absolutely all about timing.
And in fact, I think with the amount of time left, John Deere are going.
We'll just chuck them in the bottom. Just get the points.
Is this going to be an 800? 15 seconds left on the clock. It's just amazing at this point how you just get bales coming in and in the dying seconds.
That's a 770.
And it's
they're not going to get the points that one. That's so bad.
0. And there we go.
Nice.
Well played from both teams.
Fantastic.
But John Deere did play an absolute blinder.
John Deere through to the final.
They are.
BG played a great game. It was a good score.
Oh, they did.
There was no way. Good score. You know, and it did come down to timing. A couple of little issues, a couple of times where they didn't have any bales sitting there. John Deere timed it right. Every time they seemed to run out, there was a baler coming back or there was someone unloading. They seemed to have it all where it needs to be at exactly the right time. And that's what it comes down to.